Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Tailgate Talk. We're your hosts, David, Nick, and Joe. Boys, say hi to the people.
People.
What's up?
Yep. Obviously, this past week did not go so well for our hometown teams. Uh, been unfortunate. So, uh, given the state of our programs, we have elected to give no winners of the week this week and instead air some grievances. So, Nick, you want to get us started off?
Yeah, I'm very sad about what happened, but I will say that Clemson's been catching some strays from uh, some teams that probably aren't worthy of it. I think that it just goes around that people get mad that you beat them all the time, you know. So that being said, I'm gonna be nice. I'm not gonna. I had a whole thing planned. I'm gonna be nice. I'm a little scared, but
Say
I
it.
will.
Do it.
No, I can't. I
Do it.
can't. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice here.
No, that's not what this podcast is about. We are about being petty. Do it.
Okay. NC State. What the hell are you doing? You should have. Virginia, really? Come on. Yeah. I mean, bottom of the ACC looks terrible with Virginia Tech losing to Marshall. Virginia probably going to go winless, and then NC State. You're playing a little close to fire there. So yeah, get your crap together. Need before you start talking to the Kings.
We have to
So
play them.
exactly that. I am looking forward to that one very, very, very much.
That's it. That's all we get.
Yeah. Yeah. I, I'm holding a lot back because I want to be nice. So
Well, I'm not going to hold a lot back. Um, let's start off by saying, Nick Saban, you are off the hook with my bad juju. I have now turned my attention elsewhere. So let's take a trip down memory lane here. On Friday, the Pat McAfee show was in South Bend, Indiana, God's country, okay? And they did a skit with Ty Schmidt, one of their personalities on air, who does a killer Lou Holtz impression. And he got to do this Lou to Lou talk type skit ordeal. Now, Lou is 80 years old. The real coach Lou Holtz is 80 years old, okay? He got on TV, he did a magic trick and ripped up a newspaper into 8 pieces, and then it came out whole somehow. And they asked him for a prediction on the game. And he said, well, Michigan has lost to team X, Y, and Z. I think he mentioned Michigan, Alabama, and something else, saying Ohio, that's who Ohio State has lost to. And he said they've lost to those teams because they're soft, which is the common notion around college football. That is not news, okay? That has been going on since Ryan Day got the coaching job there, because they don't win physical football games, because they get the ball run down their throat every time they played Michigan the past 3 years. Okay, so this is nothing new. Lou Holtz was stating a fact. Okay, now whatever. Notre Dame lost. That was a tough break. It's really upsetting. After the game, you guys
The
know I
guys on
lit
the
up our
field,
group
man.
chat. I lit up our group chat like a firework on the 4th of July. But that is what college football is about. College football is supposed to be an all-out war, and it's supposed to come down to the last possession, and it's supposed to be, exhilarating. That's everything that you wanted from a good college football game, and I can accept that. What I can't accept is that baby back, Ryan Day going on national television and saying, I want to know where Lou Holtz is at. I can't believe the things that Lou Holtz said about our program. Ryan, newsflash: number one, you don't call out a national title winning head coach when not only have you not won a national title, you haven't even won your conference. Okay, you were born on third base and you think you hit a triple, Urban Meyer built that program to what it is today, whether you like it or not. So last time I checked, you shouldn't be calling out a head coach, especially a national title winning head coach with probably dementia. And if he says that you're soft and everyone else has been saying you're soft, call them out instead. I don't care if Lou Holtz takes a poop on your porch. You say, thank you. May I have another? Because he has been there. He has been to the pinnacle of success, and you have not. The guy's probably in bed. You want to know where he is? The guy's 80 years old. He's probably in bed. His nurse probably put him to bed, Brian. And then to double down on those comments, I'm sorry. I can't in good faith allow that to happen because it's the truth. You were losing that game the entire game. You came back in the last second on a touchdown that came down to inches. You don't do that. That's classless. And you know who wouldn't do that? As much crap as I give you guys? Dabo. You know who wouldn't do that? Saban. You know who wouldn't do that? Kirby. You know who wouldn't do that? Harbaugh. Because they all have class. Unlike that little petty man from Ohio State. So yeah, I don't know. I'm spreading my bad juju to Ohio State, to that toilet bowl looking stadium that based their mascot off a nut. Okay. I can't. It makes me upset. And I hope that they lose every game to Michigan by 100 until I'm no longer around. And I hope that we meet them in the playoffs and we can shove it up Ryan Day's rear end. So far, he needs to get it surgically removed because that was not cool, Ryan Day. Not cool. Just not cool. You're supposed to be better than that. I don't know. That's my rant of the week.
Yeah. I just want to comment on that real quick. There are some coaches that shrug criticism off. When they speak to the media, they're speaking to their team. When they're there's certain ways that certain coaches handle things. You can tell that Lou Holtz got underneath Ryan Day's skin. And I think that speaks more about Ryan Day than anything else in that moment.
Yeah, that he's soft. His team's not soft, but he is soft because he let things get under his skin. As a Power 5 head coach, those things shouldn't get under your skin.
Yeah, if you won a huge game, maybe game of the year. You got lucky that Notre Dame forgot to put a guy on the field for the last two plays
twice in a row,
and you couldn't run it in on that first try or whatever. Then you eventually did on the second time, and you're going on there beating your chest about being tougher than everybody else. I mean, that's just not the look you want to go for. Prove it on the field. Tough guys don't need to say they're tough.
Mm-hmm.
That's how that works. You don't care. They like to say lions don't care about the sheep opinion. That's if you want to be the top dog, then you don't give a rat's butt about anything anyone else says. You just go do your work. Love it or hate it, that's one of the things I respect about Dabo is like in all this, he's straight up saying, maybe the best thing in the world, maybe the worst thing in the world I'm doing, but I'm going to do it my way. And to hell with everybody else. Nick Saban has run his program the way that he has run his program for years and years and years. You've got Kirby Smart doing the same kind of thing down in Georgia. Like these guys, it doesn't feel like they have to go and right after they make a huge win, make it about somebody else. It's about the team all the time. I'm thinking about Clemson against Notre Dame and Dabo in that point talking about BYOG. It's that kind of situation that you put it back on your team and talk about how hard they fought rather than make it about some other guy's comments. That's just my opinion there. Love it or hate it, I don't really care.
Yeah, no, I thought I like I said, I mean, I probably gone over my 3 to 6 minute rant, but it was just uncalled for in my opinion. Power 5 head coaches are better than that. If you got to talk to somebody, you talk to a counselor about your feelings deep down inside about how Lou Holtz pissed you off. But I mean, you make enough money. You don't need to go on national television and yell at the poor sideline reporter like she just peed in your Cheerios. It was just very
Ryan, show me on
uncalled
the
for. It was
doll where
very
he hurt you.
unprofessional. Yeah, it was very unprofessional. And then he doubled down. I was like, yeah, no respect for that guy. I'll be cheering against him for the rest of the time.
All right.
I'm gonna step in and play a little devil's advocate. I personally think it's funny when people do that. Like I always think of the Richard Sherman, Aaron Andrews interview after that interception against the like you trust me, the sorry receiver like Crabtree, that's the result you're gonna get. Like that. It's just funny sound bites. And it could be because I don't really like Lou Holtz because he was the head coach at South Carolina for a little bit and he never really liked Clemson, but it's definitely an odd choice to go after somebody in the post game because it feels like you're making the win more about someone else rather than the team that just had this great accomplishment. So I will say, I would have loved to have seen him kind of maybe address those comments when he was a little more level-headed and maybe not in the throw of an emotional win. Just keep the moment about your players, keep it about the team because you went into a tough environment and you won a tough game like that. No one can take that away from you, but people are going to try to if you use the post game to go after somebody. So, like I said, I think it's funny.
And they got pushed. The other thing was they got pushed around all game. Like, Notre Dame may have lost that game, but their defense got pushed around all game. So don't claim you're like it's kind of going off of based on what David said, but like you can't claim you're the toughest guy on the playground. You're the toughest kid on the playground when you just got pushed around for an hour or 2 hours, however long the game was. You can't do that.
Right. Yeah, no, and I agree with that. I just like I said, I think that he should have done it in a different manner. I think he should have waited until like the next day, just let the team have that win. But I will not lie and say that I did not find it hysterical and it was not entertaining. I thought it was really funny, and that's just because I don't like Lou Holtz. But
and if you don't like Lou Holtz, if you don't like Lou Holtz, I don't know, address it in your locker room. You don't got to go on national TV and do it.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like there was a better time and a place for it. But again, for someone that didn't have a skin in the game, it was funny.
Just enjoying the glare that Joe had. It reminds me of the when your team gets beat down real bad and then you go play Madden and win 200-0.
Oh, if NCAA football was out, I definitely would have put the time on unlimited and put it on rookie mode and literally just toasted Ryan Day's team.
Right. I'll be quick about my disappointment. Again, kind of post comments thing may come off as a bit, petty after the fact, given that Clemson lost, but Jordan Travis's comments afterwards about feeling disrespected for his receivers and himself because Clemson decided to go one-on-one. Be like, bro, you might want to check your stats before you start making those type of comments. Your boys were caught like 40% of your targets at them. You've got like Jaheim Bell had like 36 yards. Yeah, Johnny and Coleman got to just below 100. I think Johnny was like 90 something, and Coleman was at like 84. So they had some big plays towards the end. But calling up about like they don't disrespect us. We're just gonna keep throwing 50-50 balls. You didn't hit them. That's the problem. You didn't hit any. Like you hit one 50-50 ball at the very end of the game. When we had a sophomore corner on him after something happened to
best corner
Wiggins nuts or something. I don't know.
It's a bone bruise.
Yeah, no,
the rumors is bone bruise.
My whole take on that second half, because I only got to see the second half of that game, was Florida State. Yes, they have a very easy road to the playoff right now, and most likely they will get to the playoff, but they should not be content with where they are now or where they were last week or where they're going to be next week, because that did come down to a 50-50 ball, and they were trying to throw their way out of it. Like there were I think there were a few passes that they missed before that, and they didn't even like look like they were going to run the ball. Like they looked one-dimensional almost. So
They had like 20 somewhat yards of rushing the whole game. Or something.
yeah, and like some like that maybe Dabo doesn't have talent and maybe like the game plan just wasn't there. I don't really know, but somebody's gonna figure that out and somebody's just gonna D up Keon Coleman and they're gonna D up Johnny Wilson, and then you're gonna be in big giant trouble. And then you're gonna be the laughing stock of like the Ohio State Notre Dames of the world when you get to the playoff and you lose by 60 because you get your bottom whipped by some guy who knew that you were gonna run a one-dimensional offense. So that's just my take on it.
And I'll put it this way: like Florida State won that game in the end.
No, they did.
Clemson made mistakes, didn't capitalize on it, but Florida State capitalized on Clemson's mistakes. You know, that fumble return was huge. That could have just as easily been just a fumble recovery, but the guy who made the hit was able to scoop it up and score. You know, they were able to prevent Clemson from sealing the game at the end and force them to kick a field goal. You know, they got the ball, they scored in overtime, and then they were able to make the stops at the end. So I'm not going to take anything away from Florida State's win.
No, for sure. Just a thought that it was one dimensional and that they I hope they change it before they get whopped in the playoffs.
I think we need to see their killer instinct come back, because the last 2 weeks it feels like they haven't been as sharp as they need to be. And if they want to be a serious playoff contender who is going for the national championship, like I think they can, they need to get that back. But you know, just not. I mean, I get where he's probably come from, the same, you know, end of the game, all hyped up, got to say something. But dude, your stats didn't really support it. So, you know, just gonna call you out there. But congrats on the win. Go on, move on. Because I think Florida State is the cream of the crop of the ACC right now, and Clemson needs to get back to it. So, with that, let's go ahead and jump into our picks. So here we go. Nick, you want to get us started off with your lock of the week?
Yeah, I was just going to get out ahead. Last week was not a good week for the program. We're still on the road to win.
None of us.
I'm glad I sucked a little less than you, David. But for this one, we're going to go with Oregon over Stanford. At the beginning of the year, I picked Stanford to lose to Hawaii. I'm very low on the Cardinal, and I think that Oregon, after flexing its muscles on Colorado, I think it's their conference to lose. Or actually, now that I say that, I'm very excited for Oregon Washington. I think it's gonna be a great game. So give me the Ducks.
It's gonna be a game of the year.
100%. Give me the Ducks. This is more just wishful thinking that for points. I think Oregon's gonna light up the scoreboard. So give me the lock, Oregon.
Yeah, that Oregon team is for real. Straight into mine, I'm going to go with Michigan minus 18. I don't think Nebraska is very good this year. Coach Rule knows how to rebuild programs, but it takes time for him to do so. I think this Michigan team is fantastic. They kind of sleepwalk through the first half, but their defense sure doesn't. It's mainly their offense that does. And then it feels like you're looking up, and at the end of it was 7-7 at the end of the first half. It's like 35-7 at the end of the second. So give me Michigan over Nebraska here. Don't think Nebraska's very good, and Michigan is Michigan. They're a Final Four contender here.
Would you say they're a tough team?
Yes, they are a tough team. Unlike Coach Ryan
team.
Day.
You know, this is a tough team. Maybe one of these two other teams. I've got Missouri and Vanderbilt. I don't know. I haven't watched enough of it. All I know is that Missouri kicked like a 60-yard field goal a couple weeks ago. We enjoyed that. But you know, they're undefeated in the SEC right now. Let's keep that going. I want to see I would love to see Missouri at the top of the SEC leaderboard at the end of the year. That'd be hysterical. So I got them covered against Vanderbilt. You know, it's just Vandy.
Just Vandy.
With that, we'll move on to our pick'ems. Nick, take us away.
Back in bed than ever, baby. We're going with the Utes. It's time. I'm ready to dust them off. I think they're like a 2-point dog, 3-point dog to Oregon State. Hammer Utah. I think Cam Rising might be back. If he's back, give me him plus whatever. If it's Nate Johnson still, I don't care. Utah over Oregon State, baby. Let's go Utes.
Having him beat up on DJ.
Well, I know what DJ is capable of doing. I know what DJ is. Give me Utah. Enough said.
Bam.
On a similar note, I'm taking BYU simply because I think the opponent's quarterback should not be playing football any longer. Emory Jones, they should give him like they should have him playing a different sport. Honestly, he
Is
should be
that
nowhere near
Cincy?
football. He is not good at all, and they keep rolling him out there like he's Anthony Richardson's 2.0. So I don't know. Give me BYU here. It's simply the fact that I just don't trust Cincinnati. I don't think Oklahoma's that good, and Oklahoma beat them, I think, by like 16. Yeah, the other day. So I don't know what the spread was for this game right now, but give me BYU simply just off the distrust of Cincinnati.
Yeah. Birds have teeth this week. Cardinals, Louisville over NC State. I mean, NC State looked rough against the absolute bottom feeder of the ACC in Virginia. Only winning 24-21, tight game there. And then Louisville, I had questions on how they would replace Malik Cunningham coming into this season, and Plummer, 10 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 66% of his passes being completed. Like the guy is playing really well. I think Brennan Armstrong for NC State has been middle. Only 5 touchdowns, 4 picks. I just feel like Louisville's got the better offense, and NC State struggling against Virginia gives me a lot of pause on them. So I'm going with the Cardinals this week.
Is there going to be a worse game to watch later on this year? The Virginia Tech in the Commonwealth Cup. That's going to suck.
No, the state of Virginia football is in a bad spot.
At least
I
they
know,
got
man.
James
James
Madison.
Madison's pretty good.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true.
Although
All
I
right,
don't know if
move
James
on.
Madison's able. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't think they're still eligible for any playoff or postseason play. I think that's next year, maybe. But
Let the
with
kids
that, we'll
play.
move to upset of the week. Nick, who do you and I have this week?
Well, yeah, I felt really good about my pick until I saw that you tailed me. So I'm a little less nervous. I'm a little more nervous about it. But West Virginia looked pretty good against Pitt. I still can't get that image of TCU losing to Colorado to begin the year out of my mind. I think West Virginia, they're playing inspired right now. Give me the Mountaineers. I think they're going to go in and take care of business. And I know it's an 11-point dog. It's a little more risky, but sometimes you got to risk it to win it big. So this is one of the picks that I was hoping originally would set me apart, but then, like I said, you tailed me. So it is what it is.
Red's now up to 12 points for
I
TCU.
love it even more. Love it even more.
Yeah, for me, it's pretty simple. I think Georgia Southern is one of the best like non-power five schools in the country. I think they beat Ball State like 40-0 last week or something along those lines. It was ridiculous. I haven't really heard about the Chanticleers this year. That bird does look angry. I know we've talked about this on this podcast. That's the running joke. That's one angry bird, but
Some stuff on
I,
his
I
team.
gotta I gotta go with the Georgia Eagle here, the Georgia Southern Eagle here.
No. You guys still there?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
we're
here.
still here. You good?
Ooh, I had some technical difficulty. We'll see how that goes. Are we still? I wonder if we're still recording.
Says we are.
Ryan Days hacked our system.
Oh yeah, he got really upset. All right, we're gonna press on. Can you guys see my screen still?
Yeah, but you're
Yes.
on. Yeah, there you go.
There you go. That's it.
I don't know what's going on. All right, we're fine. We're fine. Yeah, I guess this is my comments for picking the same game as Nick. I don't have a reason why. I just didn't like any other upset of the week. So we're gonna go over under. Nick, go ahead.
It pained me to say it in the group chat, but I love all the unders this week. So much so that I had a very hard time picking this game. But you know what? I'm a man of my word. Fresno State, Nevada over. Give me the points. I'm never rooting for less points. I think these two offenses are going to light it up, and that's wishful thinking.
Yeah, same. I'm a true American. I didn't like a lot of the overs this week, but I'm a true American, so I had to take the over, like all the other American heroes we've mentioned in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I but I'm a big believer in this Kentucky football team. I'm a big believer in the Jersey boy at quarterback at the helm and Devin Leary. And Florida, like, I don't know how good they are, but we'll see. I mean, their offense, they had a few highlight reel plays last week, so hopefully that offense stays humming here. And I took the over at the 46.5 here, so hopefully that hits because I'm trying to win this whole darn little competition we got going over here on the right hand side of the screen. So
Yeah, I'm going over with the Bulldogs and the Auburn Tigers. I don't know. I like points too, even though
no,
I was
you
just,
don't. You don't like
No, you
points. Don't lie to the
did it.
people.
I was just
Nope.
right. You guys are just mad that I was right.
Nope. You
So-
rooted against points.
You clearly stated I do not like points. You even said it on here.
You
You're
said I like
anti-points.
defensive battles.
Yeah,
You know who else hated points? The British. And you know who loved points? George Washington.
that's
There
right.
you go.
And that's why he crossed the Delaware River from Trenton into PA and he took their camp.
Other way around.
Oh, right. Storm Trenton.
You know who else loves big numbers? Joey Chestnut.
That's right. American hero.
American hero.
Well, that's all well and dandy. I'm now trying to figure out how to do. And now Siri's getting upset with me too. Great. I don't know. I picked the over. It is what it is. Now my computer's all frozen. I don't know what's going on tonight. It's Tuesday night. What a great night. Here we go. That's all I have.
Go Tigers.
Go
Yeah,
Tigers.
go Irish.
Now I got to figure out how to stop this because it's not frozen.
Buckeyes stink. Buckeyes stink.
All right. Well, I don't even know if I can't stop I can either close the program or wait for it to respond because it will not end. So we're just off the rails. Okay, what do you guys have to say? Well, the show has ended, but now we are on blooper time. Give your hot takes. Let's go. Nick, say what you wanted to really say.
Well, we're still recording, aren't we?
Yep.
Yeah, we're still hot. Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, so I can't say it. Can't
Yes,
do
you
it.
can.
But
You can say it. Go for it.
all I
Just
know
call
is
them out.
all I know is
Call 'em out.
it's crazy when little brothers talk to the big brothers, you know?
Yeah, I hate it. I hate it. Sucks so much, Nick. You guys there?